Bet you didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
Alrighty, welcome in everybody to episode 73 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. I appreciate you guys coming in here and listening wherever you are. I really appreciate it. If it's your first time here on the YouTube channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Also comment. It's the best way to help the channel grow. Also help us out on Spotify by following and commenting there as well. Make sure to also follow us on social media, on TikTok, X, and Instagram. You're missing extra content if you don't do that. That's also a big way to help out the brand grow as well. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in to this one. You guys got me to 80 subscribers. We're actually at 81 right now. I appreciate you guys so very much for doing that, and we're going to try to continue to grow. Next goal or small goal is try to get to 90 and then 100. 100 is obviously going to be really huge, but I appreciate you guys so much for being here along the journey with us. Just going through this Kentucky football season specifically right now. We did half of the basketball season last year, started the channel around then, and now we're just looking to grow. Thursday, 1st 2025 basketball episode is going to be coming out. We're going to be breaking down what Pope did in the portal and everything, and talking about this 2025 up-and-coming season. I think we're going to do that every Thursday, moving forward through the football season. And then when basketball season gets here, like the exhibition games and all that, like it's going to be 50-50 football, 50-50 basketball. So just want to let you guys know about that. In today's episode, we are going to be going into enemy territory, breaking down Georgia's last game against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Going to be breaking down the stats in that one. This is a kind of a series weekly that we are going to be doing. We did it last week with South Carolina, where we're gonna let you guys know. We want to introduce you to this team, let you know about them, and really help you guys understand this other team. And I think this is a really good way to do that. And so we're going to be diving into enemy territory here with the Georgia-Alabama game. But first, before we dive in here to episode 73, we're going to give a word over to our friends at W Energy. Make sure to use code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order every time you use it. And we'll be right back here on the Big Blue Breakdown, episode number 73. Hello everybody, we wanted to take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at W Energy. W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. Some facts about W. Number 1, it's zero sugar, artificial colors, or dyes, or hidden ingredients. It is also gluten-free. Number 2, all flavors are unique and custom made by W. You'll never taste anything like a W drink. Number 3, the drinks are $1 less, guys. That is cheaper than Starbucks or any canned drink. Lastly, it is made in the U.S. It is close to home. Guys, if you guys are looking forward to going to a Kentucky football game or Kentucky basketball game and you need some energy, get W. W is the perfect thing for you. Working out and you need some energy, you need W. You need W throughout the day. It is for you. Use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off every single order. Guys, it not only just helps you guys be able to have a clean energy drink that you can use all the time with the tubs that they give you. It helps me and it helps the channel keep growing. And with you guys, if you guys do that, it helps us post more content and helps them, guys. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. But thank you guys so much for your time here. Please go check out W. Check out their website. And when you are about to purchase something, use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order. Welcome back in, everybody, to episode 73 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. So, let's go ahead and talk about and break down Georgia's last game against the Alabama Crimson Tide. So, in this matchup here, Georgia falls to Alabama, as shown here, 24-21, making the Bulldogs 3-1 on the year now. Alabama now 3-1 as well with a win there. Georgia drops to 12th in the AP poll. And really, for being completely honest here, Alabama from the get-go controlled this game for most of the time. I think Georgia's weakness is simply an Alabama football team. It doesn't matter who is at the helm. Alabama just went in there, and now they broke the streak for teams losing at Georgia since 2017 when South Carolina beat Georgia on the road. It is just truly amazing to see that. It's just Georgia has just an Alabama issue, and it's not a Nick Saban issue, as we see now. It is just a Alabama issue. So just specifically looking at this and diving into this game here. Again, what Alabama did and their key to success in this game was they jumped on this Georgia team early. They made them fight back into this football game, but it was too little too late. And Alabama actually capitalized on a couple of plays down the stretch to close this game out. Alabama was able to control this game. I'm going to get to a really, really big part here. They were able to control this game in time of possession. That's the biggest stat here to me. 35-36, Alabama was able to control this game. They had the ball for 35 minutes, 36 seconds, and that led to Georgia only having the ball. That led to Georgia having the ball 11 minutes less than Alabama did. So they were able to really control this game. Alabama, they didn't run the ball, and you can hear this on the broadcast when Kirk Herbstreit talked about it, was Alabama didn't run the ball traditionally. They had to, or they just ran the ball in a lot of different ways, doing it completely different, and they really won the game throwing the football. And obviously, that's not a great thing for the Cats, because Kentucky is not a good passing football team right now, and it's simple as that. And Georgia this year has been very, very good at stopping the run, but in this one, Alabama had 25 first downs, 397 total yards, 117 rushing yards, which isn't a lot, but they were able to have 280 passing yards. Again, I've already talked about the time of possession, 35 minutes and 36 seconds, and they didn't turn the ball over. Okay. First downs for Georgia was 17 total yards, 357 rushing yards, 227 passing yards, 130 time of possession, 24-24, and then turnovers 1. I genuinely think, and we'll get into this actually tomorrow. I'll let you guys know about this at the end of the episode. Again, there was so much that Kentucky can take away from Alabama in this game to try to have some success against this Georgia football team. There is a lot that they can take away from what Alabama did in this game to have their personal success to Kentucky's. Now, obviously, there's going to be some differences in the way that Kentucky has to rush the football to be in any game. Unlike Alabama, where they don't have to have a very, very consistent run game in and game out, for them to win football games. So that's the biggest difference. But the time of possession, the turning them over and you not turning over, winning specifically winning the turnover battle in general, things like that, just breaking down this game. it's a heartbreak for Georgia. Okay, it's an emotional loss for Georgia. I mean, this was a absolutely huge game for Alabama. They came in there and took it, right? To me, they controlled it from the beginning. They were able to get a lead and control the game from there. One thing about this Georgia team this year is this team has the dudes on the outside to be legit good, and we've seen that in the Tennessee game. We've seen that in this Alabama game with Zachariah Branch. He's a problem. London Humphreys is a problem. They have dudes. They have dudes. Gunnar Stockton has been very, very solid up until this point. Again, a lot you can take from these statistics here. Kentucky has to be able to control the time possession. Obviously, we're going to end this tomorrow. They have to win the turnover battle, but they have to be able to rush the football. So just looking at this game, again, Alabama was able to control it. They break that streak of teams losing on the road to Georgia. Georgia down falls to 3-1 on the year. Kentucky gets this game at 12, and I'm not calling an upset, but it's kind of perfect how it sets up, because you look at some of these major games, win or loss in each one of them, specifically looking at like big games like Clemson LSU earlier this year. You look at some other games like the Texas Ohio State. In their next game after their humongous game, win or lose, there always seems to be a drop off. I mean, like, I truly believe in Kirby Smart. Truly believe in him. He would be the honestly the lone coach in the SEC that I would trust to not let a team fall off the next week. But it's shown across all of college football that this happens week in, week out. You come off a big game, win or loss, especially a loss, because it is such just an emotional loss. You were so just dialed into this specific game, and then you got a 12 o'clock kickoff. And again, a lot of what Kentucky is going to have to do, they have to take from Alabama's book here. So specifically breaking down this game, Alabama was able to control this game, right? Georgia made some crucial mistakes in this one. They hurt themselves. And I think Alabama's a really, really good team. So the good thing for the Cats from this one is Alabama breaks that streak of teams losing on the road. And this was such a big game that I think Georgia invested so much emotionally into this game. Georgia invested so much physically into this game. That's going to be a positive for Kentucky. And there were some things here statistically looking at it that Alabama did that Kentucky can take from the Tide. Again, basically that's the whole point of this. Get you to learn a little bit about what happened specifically in another team's last game. Specifically looking at this here, the secondary. And we've seen this in the Tennessee game, but I mean, looking at this in this game here, they let up 280 passing yards. Okay. Yes, these passing offenses, Alabama and Tennessee, are what seem to be light years ahead of Kentucky's. That could be a good sign for Kentucky, in that maybe we can try to take an advantage of that. Maybe we can try to push the ball downfield. Maybe get some one-on-one matchups and make them make mistakes like they have been. They made some crucial, and some of their mistakes this year are just bonehead mistakes that you don't see from a Kirby Smart team. But specifically looking at this game, they come off a very, very emotional loss. Probably going to be mad, but they invested so much physically, so much emotionally into this game they made a team really one-dimensional, and they were still able to beat them. But it's because such of a great start by Alabama in this one, and they have enough to have a comeback from behind, but they didn't make the plays late in the game to do that, and it goes back to Alabama having such a good start in this game. I think getting up 14-0, and they turned one over late in this one. So that really, I mean, they turned one over early in this game, which really flipped this game in my personal opinion here. So that was a big one in my opinion. Time of possession. After Alabama was able to get up in this game, they were able to control possessions. They were able to control the clock. I think Kentucky can take a lot from this game. So this really is a big thing here. I appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 73 here, really breaking down the statistics of Alabama versus Georgia. Kentucky can take a lot out of what Alabama did, but this was an episode just to let you guys know about Georgia, specifically what happened in their last game, and what Kentucky can take out of Alabama's book to possibly have some success against the Bulldogs. Some positive things that Kentucky has going for them in this game. But this was in enemy territory for the Cats, in enemy territory, breaking down the Georgia Bulldogs tomorrow. Speaking about tomorrow, I've been debating making this video for tomorrow. Debating, but I'm going to. I'll do it every week. My what if Kentucky wins video. Sorry for dropping that pin there. My what if Kentucky wins video. Doing that earlier tomorrow. Come check that out. And then we will be previewing the game. Really diving deep into this Kentucky versus Georgia matchup. Statistically is really what we dive into. A lot of the just comparing, really. No predictions, just comparing, and then I will give you my 3 biggest stats for the game for both teams. Tomorrow night, in that episode, we will have on with us Kentucky Football Nation. Make sure to tune in. I very much appreciate you guys listening to this one. Alabama was able to break that streak of a team winning at Georgia. Maybe Kentucky hopefully can do that next. But I appreciate you guys coming in here to episode 73 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. We will catch you guys tomorrow morning. I very, very much appreciate you guys tuning in to this one. And this has been the In Enemy Territory episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here. And as always, go Cats.